I just been ballin' out every season. Know it's some niggas I left in the beach. I just been married to double cup. I gotta pour me a 4 inside another liter. Time to bezzing and
What is up, guys? Karolinko2K here, and today I'm going to be showing you what my sharpshooter build is going to be for NBA 2K20 as of right now. And I say as of right now because I've heard from multiple people on Twitter that Ronnie 2K actually suggested to the dev team to make the pie chart when you make your player completely customizable, and that there are going to be more pie charts once the retail version of the game comes out. And if that's the case, then I am going to change my sharpshooter around a little bit. So as of right now, this is how my build is going to stand. So what you're going to want to do is make your build a shooting guard. I usually go left-handed. It doesn't really matter, I don't believe, but I've always made my sharpshooters left-handed. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is, how I made my build was I did the majority shooting, the majority green, and I've played around with, the shooting and playmaking or the shooting and defending, and I found the most success at the majority shooting. What you're going to want to do now is I like my sharp with speed. I don't really care about the strength or the vertical because I don't really care about jumping high. I just care about like running around really and having that speed. So I'm going to be using the very top pie chart with the most purple. So what you're going to want to do for attributes when you get to this screen is you're going to want to max out all of your shooting attributes and all of your playmaking attributes to start. And to scroll quicker, you hold RT while you move over. What you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to upgrade your perimeter defense, your lateral quickness, your steal. And the reason why I chose these is because what I'm going to be using my sharp for is a lot of pro-am. So I don't really care about the interior defense or the blocking as much, because throughout the prelude I've noticed that I don't get a lot of blocks at all. I get fouls if I jump in the paint with people, so I'm not even worried about an attribute. And it's always nice to have some steal, some lateral quickness when you're playing defense, so you're not a slug and you're not just getting ran around. What you're going to want to do now is move your shot close max, move your driving layup max, driving dunk max, and now you have 27 upgrades available. What I do with the 27 is I put it towards defensive rebounding, and you're probably thinking, why would I put it towards defensive rebounding if I'm a sharp? And I know last year in NBA 2K19, what a lot of the sharps would do is they would be guarding the corner in the prime. They'd be on a lock, and you would always be crashing for boards because your center would need help. And so this is just nice to have as a little cushion. So this is, if you need to pause the video, you can go ahead, but this is how my sharpshooter build will look right now. Now body shape, it doesn't really matter, but I go with compact because you're not really bulky, but you're not like scrawny like the slight. You got a little muscle definition, I guess. Now for the height, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting mine at 6'6", and the reason I'm doing 6'6" is because in past 2Ks the max height for a sharp is 6'8", and I always thought that the max height was like, you wouldn't be as athletic as you could be. You couldn't just move around the floor as much as you could. And what they did this year was they changed the max height from 6'8" to 6'7". So instead of going from my original plan, which was I was going to make my sharp 6'7", an inch under the max height, they obviously changed the max height, so I'm still going an inch under to save some speed and other attributes. Now what you're going to want to do for the weight is I've messed around from the 180 to 195 area on a lot of these sharpshooter builds, and I found that I get the most success and like I'm most comfortable with my speed and all that, and how my lateral quickness goes up if I'm 185. I found that that's a nice safe zone for the weight. All right, now for wingspan, what we're going to want to do is, in past 2Ks, obviously, if you make your shooter with baby arms, you're going to get pluses to your shooting, and if you make it with max arms, you're going to get negatives. Now, one thing, if you know about previous 2Ks, and I don't know if it's this one, but I'm assuming the pure green break point for shooters to be able to green jump shots consistently is 86. Now, right now with the default wingspan, I'm at a 94. If you also remember from past 2Ks, if you have a longer wingspan, your contested and moving shots get boost. And the original idea with this sharp was to make it some form of a shot sharp without, obviously double archetypes aren't a thing anymore. So what I'm going to do is you could max your wingspan and still have a 93 point shot, but you're not maxing your 3-pointer out until probably 94, 95 overall. So if you're a 90, then you're not going to have that. So what I like to do is I like to keep it right in between default and right in between max and just go 2 above default. I'm only getting a -1, but you're also going to be getting pluses towards your contested and your moving if that's still the same system as previous 2Ks. If not, then you just have longer arms, you have a little bit more steel, with still a consistent 3-pointer. Alright, so when you get to this screen, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use sharpshooting takeover, obviously because we have a sharpshooter. Once you're ready, continue, and you have yourself a 3-level scorer. Alright, so when you set your rating for testing, the prelude this year, or the demo, I should say, lets you go all the way up to a 99, cool. But I'm not expecting to hit 99 within the first week. Now, Mike Wing said that it's pretty easy to hit 95 overall, and that you could hit 96 within 40 hours of gameplay if you win every game and never lose. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put mine at a 95, just because it's got my 3-point shot max. That's when you get your 93 3-point shot, and it's just realistic. Within a week of gameplay, I plan on being a 95. Now we're going to get to the badges. You get 1 potential upgrade for your finishing, 30 for shooting, 15 playmaking, and 1 defensive. What I do for my sharp is I put that 1 towards relentless just to finish at the rim a little bit better. You're not going to be driving that much, but when you do, you got that bronze. I mean, it's a bronze badge, but it's still something. It's going to help you finish around the rim. Alright, when you get to your shooting badges, and this is obviously the most important because you are a sharpshooter, you're going to want to get the basics out of the way, get the catch and shoot on Hall of Fame, the deep range Deadeye Hall of Fame, or sorry, Deadeye is what they renamed it. Get your quick draw on Hall of Fame, and what this does is it speeds up the release of your jump shot. And then you want to get range extender, which is basically Hall of Fame limitless range, but they changed it, or they tweaked it a bit, and they changed the name of the badge. Now what you're going to want to do now is I put my flexible release on Hall of Fame. Now you never know in Pro-Am games when you're going to get hit with a lag spike if you have, pretty bad internet. I don't have terrible internet, but sometimes I'll get hit with an occasional lag spike because you know how 2K is. Or if you're going to be delayed, how 2K19 was is if you were away, you had server, so if you were the home team, you got hit with a delay. And maybe you'll just start full barring because you're delayed, who knows, but that flexible release is going to give you a nice cushion for when you mess up your shot timing. I put slippery off ball on Hall of Fame because if your defender that's guarding you has off ball pest, it's going to be really hard to move around. They're just going to stick to you like it's glue, and it's going to be really annoying. So this slippery off ball should help. So I have 6 upgrades available to use still, and what I put that towards was I put my difficult shots on gold because obviously I wanted this to be more of a shot sharp, and that difficult shots is really going to help. And then I put ice in my veins on gold because free throw is an attribute this year, but it's always nice to know that you can knock down free throws in the clutch, and that's what ice in veins does. Alright, getting into the playmaking badges, you get 15 upgrade points to use, and you can't get any Hall of Fame, so really that's just 5 gold badges. And I was thinking, you know, when making this sharp, hey, I'm going to be working off ball a lot. I'm not really going to have the ball in my hands too much, you know, but if I am, like, what mixture of badges can I have that will help me off ball and on ball? And this is what I came up with. I got obviously unpluckable on gold, and this is going to help you not get ripped, which is going to be really nice because, you know, you're not a playmaker, so you're going to have locks spamming on you like crazy in the pro-am or even in the park. They're just going to want to rip the ball from you. The other badge I went with on gold was quick first step. Now what this is going to do is help you with triple threat and size ups. So if you do a little step through animation, this is going to have a really explosive first step out of that. And playing around with it, it almost gives you a little speed boost, but it's not speed boosting, don't get it wrong. The next badge I'm going to go with is stop and go, and I've seen a lot of people not really complaining but just confused on what this badge really does. And you know, if you read at the bottom, it'll tell you it improves a player's ability to start and stop with the ball. And one thing that I found like activates this badge in game is if you do the little stutter step move, which you can find in the 2KU. Basically what it is when you're running down the court and you tap left trigger, your guy will do a little stutter step, kind of like hesitation type move, and it's really nice. You're really explosive out of it, and you can create some shots out of it too, so you don't have to drive with it. The next build I'm going to be using is Bailout on gold, and what this does is it increases the chances of completing a pass from mid-air. So we've all been in that situation as a sharp. We've always taken a shot that we thought would be open. You know, we expected it to be open, but it turns out the defense just played it. They basically read your mind, and then you don't have a shot. And instead of just chucking up a heavily contested shot, we pass out of it. Now, obviously, this is a badge in the game for a reason. You're going to need it to pass out of shots, so I put that on gold, and I haven't passed out of any shots in the prelude yet, but I feel like it's definitely going to make a difference if I ever have to pass out of a shot. And then the final badge I'm going to be upgrading is Space Creator on gold, and this really kind of it improves a player's ability to create space from a defender, and I've found that this really works with step backs a lot. So when you have that gold difficult shots from my shooting badges and then the Space Creator, they kind of like mix together, and it really makes it fun to use. And then for the final upgrade, we have one defensive, and obviously, you know, with all these options, you're just going to get a bronze badge, and bronze badges don't mean much. But if you remember from, you know, 2K19, is that passing lane steals were everything if you're an off-ball defender, and it was really hard to get some of them. Maybe it didn't give you the right animation. So I threw this bronze badge on interceptor just to give me a higher chance of getting off-ball steals, passing lane steals. So, and there you have it. That's how you make my sharpshooting build. That's how I made my sharpshooting build. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to be posting content throughout the entire year, Pro-Am games, jump shot videos, whatever it may be. I'm going to be making an updated version of this video if it turns out to be true that they changed the pie charts, if they added more, made it customized, whatever. And yeah, thanks for watching.